What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. I hope everybody's having a good night. Guys, I was looking online, stumbled across some very interesting things about our defensive line. I'm not trying to harp on the defensive line, but I found this interesting. Brandon Laurie of Blogging the Boys has the history of all the assets, if you will, that the Cowboys have used to improve the defensive line under the Mike McCarthy era. And just to keep it short and sweet with you guys, 17 different players have been drafted and or signed to this defensive line under the Mike McCarthy era to help build this defensive line. It's crazy to think that none of them have hit. And I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, right? But Osa Ziggy-Dua, I don't know if you can consider him a bust or a miss, but has he really been a hit? I mean, he's been a good player. Chauncey Golston, right? These are just some more relevant names. Really, when I was looking at the list, one of the better players, a couple of the better players that are no longer here with us, Brent Urban and Jonathan Hankins. Outside of that, it's been a lot of misses, guys. But it's just crazy to think of how good the Cowboys are at drafting, how good they are at evaluating players, for the most part, right? They haven't found a way to hit on the defensive line. It's just crazy to me. 17 different assets, and not a single one has really been a hit, has been a difference maker. And it's just, again, it's just crazy, man. I don't know what to make of that. Not trying to harp on the defensive line, but it's really becoming a big issue. And John Oney of PFF, he did a study about defensive tackles and nose tackles getting double teamed. Cowboys defensive tackles are not getting double teamed at a very high rate. I believe Osa Ziggy-Dua was getting double teamed at was a little over 40%, and he was like, that's 50 something in the league. Mazi Smith, your nose tackles, the guys that are more often than not getting double teamed on every play, he's getting double teamed at a very, very low rate without any success. Teams are just single teaming, going straight up man to man on our defensive tackles, our nose tackles, and having a lot of success. You know, I don't know if it's because Linval Joseph, he didn't really have a training camp. Jordan Phillips, he didn't have much of a training camp. Mazi Smith had an up and down training camp, but you know, with guys like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, and even what we've seen from Marshawn Nealand, you would think it would be better. Now, those guys weren't added to that list of as far as being double teamed at a low rate and things like that, but it's just crazy how bad this defensive line is. Hopefully week 2 was just an anomaly, but it doesn't sound like it, man. And I don't know how much better it's going to be. I mean, of course, the only way we can go is up from here, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, man, I keep saying it's crazy. That's the only word I can think of, because it's just absolutely crazy to think of how bad this defensive line has looked on Sunday, especially under a guy like Mike Zimmer, and then especially when you think about just this offseason, the additions that we made to the defensive line so that it wouldn't be bad, and it's been bad. But yeah, I just found that interesting. Jake Ferguson practicing in a limited fashion again today. CeeDee Lamb and Zach Martin both coming back to practice today. That's encouraging. And Trayvon Diggs as well. So hopefully, those were just veteran off days. I know probably for Zach Martin, I found out that CeeDee Lamb, his ankle was just kind of sore, so they let him have the day off. So nothing serious, thank goodness. But yeah, we'll see what happens this Sunday, man. Big game coming up this Sunday against the Ravens. I'm excited and nervous all in one. But again, I hope everybody's having a good night. I'm Paul Ryan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.